Well, you're welcome back. So let's get right into some of the other trending issues. There's the front pages of the dailies. There's also the front pages of the social media pages.
I like that part.
And it's what it is, really. So let's get right into some of the stories that are trending. Now, we're going to start off with the appearance of suspended Senator Natasha Akpoti-Oduah in court yesterday. Of course, that challenge of her suspension is still on. Now, another sub-case, I should say, has been added. That's concerning the social media posts she put up, which Senate President's legal team deem as, well, violating the court's gag order. Again, her representation has said, well, it's not quite the same thing, right? Her own post was about the allegations of sexual harassment, while this case is on the suspension. Legal fireworks here and there, but we understand that the court has now fixed July now? June rather.
June 27,
June 27.
I believe. Yeah.
Thank you guys for the judgment on this matter. So we just have to wait. I don't want to say with bated breath because there are other issues on the front burner as well. But that's Senator Natasha Akpoti-Oduah making an entrance to the court yesterday.
You know, in respect to the post that she put out, that will be the satirical apology letter. Recall somewhere down the line, before that time, the court had restricted both parties from speaking about the particular case or anything that had to do with the case, you know, and that seemed to be a violation of what the court had ordered. So how would it would impact on the case in the coming days and weeks before June 27, it is yet to be determined. But what are you saying? Olu Banks is the first user who says, is she not supposed to be in court to provide evidence of sexual harassment? Well, that's why we're watching and seeing how this case unfolds. Jeffrey, you have the next one.
Okay, let's go to that video of the Minister of Education, Dr. Tunji Alausa, the JAMB boss, as well as his team watching the 2025 UTME real time at the JAMB headquarters. So that's the professor and the doctor himself, Tunji Alausa, watching real time all of the exercises that are going on. So this is looking over your head, literally, as you ride JAMB. So if you're cheating, they will just zoom in on you. This is caught real time, if you will. But we're happy with the improvement, but there's the question about addressing that glitch or no glitch in on their back end is very important. I think I read a story where we're chatting on the platform yesterday about a young person who committed suicide, right? Because of a JAMB score. So they have to do something as quickly as possible. We're happy with the improvement, but if there are glitches, please let them be humble enough to acknowledge it and rectify it as soon as possible. So you see the minister and the JAMB boss looking at the screen.
And it's quite telling beyond, you know, this the improvement in technology. It's quite revealing, you know, and it's instructive as well for students who would be writing JAMB in the coming year. This goes to show that wherever you are, this technology provides the JAMB authorities the ability to see what is happening real time in your center and your CBT center. And so you must refrain or shun exam malpractice completely. But there's another point to be made. You know, Kade, you were saying something quite instructive yesterday, that the cutoff is somewhere around 200, and really... Well,
the average is 200, but sometimes JAMB sets cutoff for universities at 140, Polytechs and maybe lower 90, and the rest.
And, you know, you said something about even if you score below 200, you know, you shouldn't feel... you know, any form of low self-esteem.
If it is established
because there are people who have scored above and they're not doing better than those who have scored below. And then that story came through yesterday about that young person who committed suicide because they scored 190, and it was very heartbreaking for me because that is a very bright mind that has just ended it all. And you know, you never get a permanent solution to a temporary problem. We say time and again about issues of mental health, and we hope that this does not reoccur.
I wish you can hear what they're saying on this video. Maybe?
Yes, they are the waiting. These are the ones coming in, and these people are screening them. If they give them something or they do something, we will see from here. This Adamawa, Adamawa is here. Where is it? Zoom. The large, this one. No, you're on the wrong, this one.
Right, so JAMB, let us know what went up or went down with that examination, and let's do it transparently. But let's take you to a very emotional moment that Professor Wole Soyinka, our Nobel laureate, had. He gets a lot of standing ovations, I should say. He gets a lot of attentions, but this was quite emotional for the Nobel laureate because the Oni of Ife ordered a continuous standing ovation for this living legend at the World Orisha Congress press briefing in Lagos.
So fulfilled today. Professor Wole Soyinka, I want to say thank you to you specifically for all the work you've been doing. Your legacy will continue to speak for you. On behalf of all of us, please can you let us honor him by giving him a standing ovation and keep clapping for him. Keep clapping for this iconic. You will not stop, please. And let us appreciate him for all his support, for all his relentless efforts so far. Clap. If you don't clap there, I will get angry. Let us honor him. Let us celebrate him. He doesn't like to be celebrated.
So there you go. Wasn't quite there, but I imagine that it must have been an emotional one for him, definitely. But that's not all, really, guys. There's a group of students rather, who waving, displaying Nigeria's flag in a zero-gravity plane while working on a toy that they replicated, originally created by Nigerian students. So, yeah, Nigeria to the world or to the space.
That's Nigerian flag then, zero gravity, not in the hands of Nigerians, but in the hands of foreigners. Yeah.
So let's get to that video of the INEC chairman some days ago talking about electoral reform. But maybe we'll move from there to which one do we go now? Nigerian filmmaker Akindele named as one of Hollywood's reporters' most influential women in international film. So we got a couple of things.
There's one more, Jeffrey. Police deny viral video of helicopter supplying weapons to bandits in Kogi State. If that's ready, we can have that one as well. Looks like there's no sound, but there's a very busy video there. Let's go to the next one. This time around,
police are apparently denying that video, but there's been a back and forth. I think there has to be a consistency from the mouths of our security agencies. I think sometimes they are not coordinated in that sense. We appreciate the work they do. I remember I keep referring to Buba, who was the spokesperson of the army, acknowledging that drones are actually used by the bandit, but it's not so sophisticated that anybody should worry about. Yeah. And then a few months later, we're hearing they don't use drones. So which one should we take? What is this management of information that is not well put together? It doesn't make sense. If they are using drones, they are using drones.
But they emerged on the floor of the Senate yesterday, and that informed the instruction by the Senate leadership that the architecture should be improved and the armed forces should be better equipped.
Yeah, so I am just saying there's no point denying what is obvious. It's now that's why I keep shouting brutal honesty. Until we're brutally honest, we're not going to go anywhere in this country. So if they're using drones, they're using drones. How sophisticated those drones are is a different kettle of fish. But we'll take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll get to the very first conversation for the day. Join us again.